boy Numbly from Sweden, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about probably the worst knife purchase I've ever made. Now, I've made a video similar to this one 1 year ago, my most unique knife ever, 1 out of 1 in the world. Now, you could argue that knife was pretty bad because it's not very liquid, and the knife I was talking about in that video was a StatTrak minimal wear bayonet Sapphire, and back then, yeah, that was an expensive knife, but if you didn't know, nowadays knives are way more expensive. So what I'm going to be talking about today is none other than a StatTrak Talon Sapphire. But it's not any type of sapphire, no, this bad boy is minimal wear. But before we get into that, this video was brought to you by Skins Monkey. They're a trading site for CSGO skins, and it's just as simple as that. It's a good way to change up your loadout easily every so often to play with some new skins. And they've got a 30% deposit bonus, and if you use the link in the description or put the code ANOMALY, you get another 5% for a total 35% deposit bonus. If you're making your first trade, you can also use code ANOMALY and get up to $5 for free. They've also got a freebies tab for giveaways, which you can join for free. So if you want to try them out, then please use the link in the description. And thank you, Skins Monkey, once again for sponsoring this video. Oh, hey, now I'm back from that sponsored intro. This StatTrak Talon Sapphire is not very good. No, if you didn't know, minimal wear knives, when they are Doppler, are very rare. You can see it in game. It looks pretty good, and I'm not gonna lie, now that I'm in CS2, the knife looks insane. Look at it. Holy shit. Right, let me jump into a game. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay, even though it's minimal wear and StatTrak, it is still very good looking in game. I'm not gonna lie. It looks absolutely insane, and it shines in the light. And of course, you have the rare animation, which is pretty cool, and the regular animation. That's nice. That's still nice. But I'm here to tell you why this is such a shit knife and why you probably shouldn't buy one like it. Which I'm now realizing this video probably isn't good for the price of this knife. It's probably gonna go down. Now, just so you guys understand how rare a minimal wear Doppler is, we're gonna go to regular Talon Sapphire non-StatTrak and search between 0 and 0.07, meaning we only see factory new 858 Talon Sapphire factory new, okay? So there's 858 factory new ones. If we move this slider to 0.07 and this one to 0.08, we can see how many are minimal wear. 858 factory news, 26 minimal wears. That means that only 3% of Talon Sapphires are minimal wear. Now you might think, oh, that's super rare, that's probably good for the price. No, minimal wear is worse than factory new, and the fact that it's rarer to get doesn't make it better. It's just rarer to get something that's bad. That's like saying, wow, getting glioblastoma is really rare. Is it a good thing? No. Something being really rare is not always a good thing. Sometimes it's bad, like in this case. Now remember, mine's StatTrak, mine's not normal, so let's see how many StatTraks there are. There's a total of 88 factory new StatTrak Talon Sapphires, and if we take 3% out of 88, it should exist 2 or 3 of these ones in the wild. Let's see how many StatTrak minimal wears exist. And would you look at that? 3 exist, and as sad as it is, the one I own is the worst one. And something that's even more crazy about this knife is I bought it from the guy who unboxed it. He unboxed it, I'm not sure, like a week or 2 ago. And I told him the truth. I said, this is a very bad knife. It's gonna be very hard for you to sell. And he knew it and understood it. And he still wanted to sell it because he, I guess, needed the money. But something that's so crazy about him opening this about a week ago is that you see the other 2 that exist? Look when they were opened. The first one to ever exist was opened 3.4 years ago, but as you can see, the first registering of this is on a CS Money bot, which means that it was probably opened way before then, just in a private inventory. And as you may notice, it's on a CS Money bot. CS Money wouldn't give a good price for this one, so the guy probably was just like, okay, I can't sell this shit anywhere, I'll just put it on there, get the money, and then run. The second one that was ever opened was this one, and this one was opened almost 2 years ago. And as you can see, that's a Skin Baron bot, which means that this one may have been opened weeks weeks, months, or even years before this, but then has been in a private inventory. And mine now was opened last week, which means this is the first Talon Sapphire StatTrak minimal wear to be opened in 2 years. And the second one to be opened since 4 years ago. That's not something that's very common. Since the Talon Doppler is found in 2 different cases, Prisma 2 and Prisma 1, it shouldn't be that uncommon of a knife, especially since this month alone, 1.6 million Prisma cases were opened and 2.7 million Prisma 2 cases were opened. That means almost 4.4 million cases were opened this month, which could have yielded a Talon Sapphire StatTrak minimal wear. Now, sadly, I can't really calculate how many cases have been opened since the last one, but as you can see, if it's 4.4 million this month, that means that surely 20 or 30 million in total have been opened over the Prisma cases, which means that this is a very, very, very rare knife. And as I said, rarity doesn't mean good. That's why if I go to check the price history of this one, nothing's available. None have been sold, really, no accurate price. Another knife you can get from the Prisma case is, for example, let's say the Ursus Doppler, which means the Ursus Sapphire minimal wear StatTrak would be very rare. As you can see, there's only one StatTrak minimal wear Ursus Sapphire. So that knife has that kind of exclusivity going for it. There's only one available, which is really cool. But sadly, this Talon, there's 3 of them, and mine's the worst! Now, I bought it from a Swedish guy. He's very happy that he got the value out of it. I hope I do, because this is going to probably take very, very long time to sell. And in my opinion, this is my worst knife that I've ever owned. It's even worse than that other video I talked about in the beginning, where I had the Bayonet StatTrak Sapphire minimal wear, because that one, only one existed. That's nice rarity. It's worse, but only one exists, so it has exclusivity. This one is rare, but it's bad. 3 exist. This is the worst one. Who wants it? No one. And just to add a little salt on the wound, if you didn't know, StatTrak on a Sapphire lowers the value. This is something many people are thinking, like, why? I think it's because you can see it looks like a scratch, especially if you have many numbers on it, many kills. If we compare, for example, factory new Talon Sapphire versus a StatTrak factory new Talon Sapphire, the StatTrak one costs 6,550. Meanwhile, the non-StatTrak one, which is way rarer, is $7,100. So that's a difference of $550 or almost 10%. And most of you probably know a StatTrak skin is 10 times rarer than a non-StatTrak, but in this case, the StatTrak doesn't really matter. Actually, it lowers the value, which is very unlucky. So, StatTrak, extremely rare, lowers the value. This one has it. Minimal wear, extremely rare, also lowers the value. This one has it. And thirdly, worst float out of all of them, this one's got it. It could potentially lower the value. So yeah, this is the trifecta of shit which is affecting this knife. But I'm not gonna lie, I quite like it anyways, and the scratches, yeah, you can see them, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that was my little video about the new updated worst and possibly rarest knife that I've ever had. Definitely the worst and maybe the rarest. So yeah, this is very, very unlucky. So thank you guys for watching. Now I'm going to go to bed and contemplate, why the fuck did I buy this knife when it's such a dog shit knife? Yeah, yeet.